The disruption that COVID-19 has done in the field of education is tremendous. But one thing is certain, that its impact is not going to be short term. To throw some light with some insightful wisdom, today we have with us Ms. Palak Uppal, a psychologist. Thank you so much, ma'am, for sparing your time.
In your opinion, what are some essential components of mental health?
So first of all, we need to understand that mental health is not an inborn skill, something you're born with, but it is a practice that we have, we need to do each and every day in our daily life. So when it comes to what are the challenge, in face of challenges, the question that I usually ask and I motivate others to ask is, what tools do I have? So if I am talking about different components of mental health, there are three major components of mental health that we interact with. One is our thinking health, second is our emotional health, and third is our behavioral health. So when I'm talking about thinking health, we know that on day-to-day basis, even when I'm talking to you, there are thousands of thoughts that are going in the background of my head. And same goes for you, Ame and Kavish, that you might be listening, but while you're listening, you are also concentrating. So all these thoughts, they're constantly running in our background as we play, sleep, eat in our day-to-day life. But thoughts are like clay. They are shaped constantly by our environment, by our emotions and the experiences that we are having. Okay? So it is very important for us to understand that our thoughts are just thoughts, not facts. They are not like rock. They are like clay. They can be molded into a better shape that helps us and helps those around us. Then let's talk about our emotional health. We are always having these emotional conversations with ourselves, right? With others, for instance, our mama, papa, and with the world, for instance, let's say there's a cricket match that is yet to come and I'm either feeling very excited or happy about it, or I'm just like, oh, will India win this time or not? I feel a little scared. So I am sort of interacting with my emotions and I'm trying to understand the world in a much better light. Okay, but it is not always like that. For instance, I am scared when there is an exam coming, but lot of times our bodies will tell us there is danger around us without any danger. So it is important for our to work on our emotional health in order to understand, is the thing that I'm feeling right now, the emotion that I'm feeling right now, is it the right approach in this situation or not? And then lastly, the third component is the behavioral health. Behavioral health, just like our thinking and emotional health, helps us in understanding the environment, the world a little more better. It helps us in understanding where do we stand in our world, okay, within ourselves, with our family, with our friends, and how do we talk with our challenges. By talking with our challenges, is this a challenge that I'm used to, or is this a new challenge that I have to learn about? Okay. Some days we feel just totally right into our social groups, like with friends, we are laughing, we're enjoying. But there are some days we feel very down and we feel very frustrated and left out, right? So our mind, our thinking mind, our emotions, and our behavior are three friends that constantly need each other in order to understand the world. So if I have to summarize the components of mental health, these are the three components: thinking health, emotional health, and behavioral health for mental health.
So now my question is, as a psychologist, what do you think study from home is a good option?
Well, it depends actually from student to student. So in the beginning of the pandemic, when schools they shifted from offline or the traditional way of learning to online mode, some students found comfort and ease in it. While a lot of students I know, they faced many challenges. Now, it all is about how accessible and suitable a learning space is to us as a student and how comfortable we are with it. For example, a student finds concentrating on a online class better because he or she can take their own breaks, choose their own attention plan, as I say. For instance, if for 10 minutes I need a break of 1 minute and it helps me concentrate better, I can take it at home. But if I, for instance, suddenly stand up from my chair in school, I'll get a big scolding from my teacher, right? But for a student who thrives in a learning space where he or she wants, for instance, immediate attention of the teacher, may not find online learning or study from home a good option. So a school can, for some students, a school provides a space to sit and study, which might not be a privilege at home. There might not be a space, there might be, things happening in the background and I'm not able to concentrate. So rather than I or a parent or your teachers deciding whether study from home is a good option for you or not, why not the student decide what mode of learning helps him or her in their educational adventure? In this way, the conversation starts from you, the young adults that you are, than us. And you will be able to tell us in a much better way if this is an option that you want to explore right now or in the future, or maybe this option helped you or not.
Ami, over to you.
Yes. It has been observed that feelings of anxiety have increased these days. Can you please shed some light on it?
Yes, definitely. That's an amazing question, Ami. Thank you for that. Well, anxiety is a feeling of, being worried, nervousness, or feeling uneasy for something that is yet to happen or it may not happen. For example, I mean, the one that coming on the top of my head is exams. All right. Exams, even if they are 2 months, 3 months away, I personally used to get very scared. Or even let's take the example that we have been going through since more than 1.5 years, which is the pandemic. On the other hand, now stress is a way for our body to tell us that something in our environment needs immediate attention. For example, if I fall and I hurt my knee, my body will be in an alert mode telling me that you need to notice your injury. Now, what we have observed as a professional in mental health, what I have observed that there is an increased challenge in dealing with things we do not know will happen, when will they happen and how will they happen. Like in 2019, we had zero clue that in 2020 we will be sitting at home, scared of something that we cannot even see with our naked eyes, right? When it happened, we had no clue what is the solution for this and what we can do to get the situation in control. So, like washing hands was one way for us to have some control over the situation. A situation which is so out of our reach. Our routines also changed a lot. So we used to eat at odd hours, we used to sleep at odd hours, we used to not get as much physical activity as we used to get before. Now, all of this adds layers of feeling of anxiety we are experiencing right now in our daily life. Now, social media also throws constant fear at us, and it has affected the mental health of children, especially. We are not able to step out. We use social media, to step into what I call a digital community. And not everything on social media is a healthy consumption for us. So when we are trying to understand what is anxiety, because this is something that this word we are using quite often, and stress, we need to also understand what around us makes us feel more anxious and stressful. What really pushes our button to a point that I feel that I have no control.
So my next question is, what as per you, Dr. Uppal, SFH is impacting us and our mental health?
Well, the impact of study from home or on our mental health is something that we can see very much right now. It's been more than 1.5 years. Now, a lot of students, I interact with students on daily basis. So a lot of students have come to us and shared about their emotional, mental and physical challenges. First, on the top of it is not able to meet their friends, go out, play, socialize, Go hang out in whatever favorite hangout places you guys have. Second, I think with young adults, what happens that there is a lot of need to sort of exercise, to run around, to participate in sports. And all of these, since they are social activities because of the pandemic and because of study at home, things have become physically challenging. It has been observed that, a lot of kids are now facing health issues because for more than 1.5 years, a lot of physical activity has been avoided for whatever reason. Then obviously in school we have something called resources available to us in terms of, if we need a computer, we can go to computer lab. If we want to read a book or study something more, we can go to a library. If we need a teacher's immediate attention, we can simply go to staff room and ask a question, take how to do this and that. Right? So that kind of accessibility and resources are not at home. I also found that students faced a lot of challenge when preparing for exams after studying from online. And then later they have shared that concentrating on class is something they are not good at anymore. They are not able to pay attention. And then because of all of these factors, because the exams and assignments, they haven't gone anywhere, they're still there. Because of all these factors, their emotional, mental, and physical health has sort of deteriorated. Something I feel you guys would also be very clear. I mean, you can share your experiences way more better than me, because this is something you both have been actively going through.
Yes, ma'am. And what do you
Yes.
think to tell students to maintain a healthy and well balanced life?
Well, first of all, um, to have a good routine, a routine that sort of, reflects your school life, waking up early at the time where you wake up. Like, for instance, if you have a class at 8 a.m., try waking up 20 minutes early so that your body sort of, wakes up with you rather than just waking up like 2 minutes before the class and then logging in and just you're not able to understand anything the teacher is saying or even your classmates is saying. Have a space in which that is dedicated to your learning journey. For instance, if I'm working, I have a set table at home where I put my laptop, where I put my notebooks, and I always come to this space whenever I have to work. And this is a space where there are very less distraction. So if it is possible, dedicate a space. I mean, it's not like one day I'm sitting on the sofa, one day on the bed. No. Dedicate a space where you can come to every single day to start your learning adventure for that day. Third is to take notes whenever ma'am is speaking. Taking notes is something that we all used to do in our offline or traditional way of learning also, but it is very important to not just listen, but to also write down what the teacher is saying and what our classmates are also saying. All right. You guys have been born in a digitally supportive world. There are so many tools available online where you can sort of schedule your classes, write down your notes, even share notes and assignments with your classmates. So these are the things that you can introduce in your daily life. And also, if in case you cannot meet your friends face to face to study, maybe you can create your own learning community and you can create groups and study time, group time in which you are sitting and discussing whatever problems that you have or whatever new thing that you have learned. Other than that, I think it is very important for you guys to also make sure that you're eating properly. You have some form of exercise at home. Go play badminton with your parents. Or if you're living in a society and it is safe, there are zero COVID cases, maybe with proper precautions, you can go out and take a walk or engage in a lot of activities. If physical activity is something you're not very comfortable with, maybe mental activities, you can pick up a hobby at home, something like that. Something that sort of gives you that motivation to be part of that routine.
So my next question is, when you see or talk to our age group specifically, is there any difference in their problems before pandemic and after pandemic?
I think definitely, I mean, I think pandemic has affected both the students and the teachers and adults in different ways. For students, as I said, that it is not always necessary that studying at home is their comfort zone. There can be a lot of things going in the background, going in students' environment that is not letting them study or concentrate. Second, not it is not always important that just by listening or seeing a student can learn. A lot of students interact with things using their hands, and that is something that is not accessible or available to them at home. So I would say that I have seen some students thrive at through online schooling, but I have seen a lot of students also struggle. So the difference in problems is that even if ma'am is completing the course online, I'm still not getting anything. I'm still not able to understand, or I'm still facing an emotional challenge in it. There's something going out, and I have this habit of going out and meeting my friends every day, and suddenly I'm not able to. So this will bring a lot of frustration in students' life. So, but now I think slowly and steadily, it's been quite a long time. As adults, as human beings, actually, we learn how to adapt. We learn how to evolve, and that is where I say social media played a role in it. If I can't be physically part of a community, I will step into the digital world, and this is how I'll try to interact with my friends.
This was really an enriching experience, ma'am. We will definitely keep in mind these valuable things and spread further.
Thank you so much, Gavish and Amit. It was
Thank
really,
you,
really
ma'am, for
nice
the
talking to you.
wonderful.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.